So you were saying you're kind of not doing much different than the norm. You're working on Big Boy's ramp. You're working on your ramp. For those who don't know, Big Boy lives a couple blocks away, so it's not like you're leaving much.
Yeah, he literally lives like 2 streets over. So we just been going there and filming videos for Scotty's channel. We're trying not to like go anywhere to film videos because we don't really want to be like promoting going to skate parks or going out anywhere like that. So we have been filming videos at his house or at my house, just kind of trying to keep it low key and but still filming videos because
Have
obviously
they
everybody's
have
just
they
sitting at home. So.
closed? Have they formally closed skate parks there? I see pictures of some getting filled up with wood chips and stuff. What are the parks out there like?
I don't know. I haven't really tried to go to a skate park, so I don't
Yep.
know.
Yep. I
No,
don't know here either.
actually, we went to a park in Tampa probably 3 weeks ago. No, was it 3 weeks? Yeah, about 3 weeks ago. And we got there like sunrise. We rode for like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. And then a park ranger came out and like freaked out and kicked us out. Like that. So we're like, okay. So, but yeah, I haven't tried to go ride anywhere. Like, it's not really, if I want to go ride somewhere, I just go ride Big Boy's ramp or my ramp or whatever. I don't really need to go to a skate park.
I mean, all things considered, you're in a pretty good spot with two good things to ride nearby, all your VHS tapes to watch for the next 3 years. I think you got a pretty good situation for us being totally stuck here. So,
yeah, not really complaining.
So yesterday, I believe it was, you announced, which wasn't a huge shock to me, I assume it wasn't a huge shock to many, that we have another delay in Swampfest. We have a new date, October 3rd. How confident are you in this new date, and how exactly did this all go down?
Well, we'll rewind. So obviously it was gonna be on
May 23rd.
I don't even remember the first day.
April 4th, May 23rd, October 3rd.
Yeah. I don't remember this change. My brain is so cooked from thinking about all this stuff. I don't even know. So originally it was April. We were gonna run it, and then it just got to the point where obviously we couldn't do it. So that sucked. We changed. I was like, you know what? We'll push it six weeks out. No problem. We'll be fine. And as things got going, and now we're a little bit over a month away from it, and I'm like, I don't know, because my goal is I want everybody to be able to go with no issues. And right now there is issues where people can't go, and I don't want that. Like, I don't want it to be like, oh, I wanted to go, but I'm not allowed to fly or whatever. Like, it's unnecessary to push it to that point, and it's honestly, I think that the decision has been made for me. It's out of my control at this point. Like, it's not like, oh, well, screw it, we'll just still do it in May. Like, I don't think I'll legally be able to do it in May. Like, I don't think so. Like, I don't. And what if I don't change the date and it's just a complete wash, and then all his work is for nothing? You know what I mean? Like, I would rather just wait until it is safe. So obviously, in Florida, June, July, August, no shot. Absolutely no possible way that we can do it. Like, it rains so much and it's so hot that there wouldn't even be a point of doing it that time. September is Battle of Hastings and a Vans BMX Pro Cup. So I was like, it's already 2 events in 1 month. Like, I don't really want to push it. Like, I just don't want to give people a reason not to come. Like, I don't want to like be like, oh, well, it's the weekend after, but oh well, like, if anybody can come, they can come. No, I want it to be like wide open, like easy. So I started asking around the industry. I started asking people, I asked Creasy at the Source, I asked everybody at Vans, I asked Ronnie, I just asked all of the industry, and I was just like, does anybody have anything going on in October? And I know that there is one Vans contest. I think it's the Sydney one. Is either the week or two after. I think it's after. But I was like, you know what? That's good enough, and it gives people enough time to kind of decide what they want to do. And I don't know. Like, there's no point in doing it in a time where nobody can come. There's just no point. There's no reason to do that. So luckily, the owner of the event space where I'm doing it at, Spider Motocross, I reached out and I was like, look, here's the deal, man. We can do it in May, but we might get shut down and nobody's going to show up. And I don't want that, and you don't want that. So either we can push it to this date and we can run it, or I tear everything down and we cancel it, which sucks because I've taken all this sponsorship money. Like, I've done all this stuff to where it's like,
the money is spent.
Like the brand's paid the money. I bought wood. I paid the guys. I bought clay. I need money to do the event. You know what I mean? Like, so then what? Then what? Sabros is like, hey, we gave you money and you didn't do the event. Like, so then it looked weird. It's a whole cluster, and there's so many variables I have to think about. But at the end of the day, the main goal is, when can we do it? When everybody can go, and the weather be okay. It's okay for people to drive, and just all that stuff. So, October's when we're gonna do it, and it sucks. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, that sucks. Like, I don't want to do it then. Like, it should have already been done. Like, I've been busting my ass on Swampfest for over 6 months now, and now it's like,
we should be talking 2021, not 2020.
Yeah, the stress is just gonna continue and continue and continue to where it's just like, and then I look flaky because I'm like, hey, the Swamp is this time. No, it's this time. Well, actually, it's this time. Like, and I feel stupid because I'm like, God, I have to change it again, and then I feel dumb. But at the same time, it's like I said, the decision is made for me. It's not up to me at this point. It's not up to me.
Is the location closed right now? I assume Spider MX is closed.
They're only allowing 10 people to ride motocross at a time. And
okay.
It's a huge place, and it's prepaid.
Gotcha.
So they're doing what they can, but like all their races are canceled.
Yep.
Like they can't do anything either. So it's just like, I don't know. It's a big cluster, and I think that I'm gonna have to move all of the ramps off of that area, because where the ramps are is on the motocross track. It's on like where the gate is, like the whole shot. And
so they'll be back in business running races long before Swampfest, hopefully.
Yeah, well, they run stuff during the summertime. Like they run stuff during the summertime, and like I'm not till October, and if they're gonna do a race and my ramps are on the course, like I have to move it. So, which that's a pain in the ass. And now I'm like, great, I built this 10-foot tall loop. How do I move this thing? Like, now what do I do? Like, but it's not like, do I move stuff? It's how do I move it? And I have to figure it out. Like, it's not, there's no,
these ramps aren't meant to be
there's no like option. It's you're moving it and you have to figure it out. And I'm like, all right, like, I guess I have to rent a machine and figure out how to move this 12-foot tall loop. Like, what am I going to, like, but at the same time, I don't want to just tear all this wood down. Like, I spent all this money and built all this stuff. Like, I can't just tear it down. Like, so I'm just going to figure it out. And luckily, the jumps are in a good spot where they can stay and they're out of the way. So that's good. But as far as the ramps, I got to start figuring out how to move these things and getting them out of the way. And just, I don't know, just I'm rolling with the punches at this point. It's not, like I said, like all these decisions have been made for me. It's not like a decision of, should I move the ramps? It's no, you're moving the ramps and figure it out. Like, okay, so how do I do this now? Like, so I don't know. I just got to figure it out. So
have all the sponsors been cool? I know a lot of guys paid in, and I know a lot of brands are probably in a really hard spot right now to where,
Yeah, I mean, everybody's like, it's not an option at this point. Everybody's like, yeah, I mean, what do we do? Like, okay, like everybody's already paid their money, so they're just like waiting to do the event. Like that's it, and like the reason I switched before is because I had like brands like Vans and GT and other brands like reach out to me and be like, hey, we're not sending our riders to this event because it's dangerous of what's going on right now. And I'm like, whoa, okay, so I guess I need to move the event then, So I'm working with all the sponsors because without them, the event doesn't happen. So I have to listen to what they want to say, and if they're cool with it, then okay. Like, so, but it's just a big complicated mess. It's hard.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because I was out at your house. I mean, I think a little less than 2 months ago, and this didn't even seem like a remote possibility. We're talking, I'm coming back in a couple months. This is going to be awesome. You're getting to work, and you're already at work, and not to come back. And now, not even, I think that was the end of February, and it's the middle of April, and it just seems like, man, that's crazy. But could have been different.
It's nuts, man. But it's like I said, it's out of my control. It's not up to me at this point. Like, I'm just rolling with the punches and figuring it out, because I was gonna run it. I was gonna be like, you know what, screw it, we're going for it. And then Red Bull did a big motocross event in South Florida, a week before I announced the change, when I was still on the fence about it. They had everybody show up, everybody paid their money, and the cops showed up and shut the whole thing down, and everybody's money got returned, and the event got canceled. And I was like, whoa, what if that happens to me? Like, so then that really got me thinking of like, okay, I have to do it. Like, I legally am not going to be allowed to do the event. Like, and my goal is that I want the most people to show up and the most people to have fun, and we got to figure out when that is. And that's not going to be until the fall, unfortunately, but that's That's all I can do. You know what I mean? And guess what? If it's not good in the fall, I'll push it to the winter. And if it isn't good in the winter, I'll push it to I'm gonna do the event. I just have to figure out when. That's it.
Yeah.
Like I just have to figure out when can we do it, because the course is built, the ramps are sitting there. I'm just waiting for people for the world to get back to normal to where I can pull the trigger. You know what I mean? So it's just waiting until we can do it.
You know, October sounds like a good time, all things considered, like what you said about Florida's weather, just the overall climate in the summer, as well as that being enough time where hopefully the world kind of gets back on track. And there's also enough adequate time to have all of these travel restrictions lifted. Because like you said, people come from all over the world to Swampfest. You know, I was talking to Van Homan earlier, and he's in the States right now, and he's living in Japan, and he can't go back to Japan right now. I mean, there's crazy restrictions right now to where kind of got to wait this out. So October 3rd sounds like a great date to me. You know, optimistically speaking.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, when I moved it to May 23rd, I was like, dude, way more than enough time. And I quickly realized that is not enough time. So we'll see. You know, well, like I said, it's not up to me. You know, we just got to wait and see, you know, so we'll see.
No, that makes sense. And I think, you know, kudos to you for making the moves and staying on top of things. I think it's difficult. And I see, you know, you see the handful of, you know, I don't know if they're social media trolls or what that are trying to act like it was a decision on your part, where people need to understand this is a worldwide safety issue as well as a legality issue, regardless of anybody's personal opinion about what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, there's restrictions on large events. This is going to bring in, you know, probably 5,000 people on the low. Like, this is a big deal, you know?
Yeah. It affects a lot more than me. And like, I have that weight of the whole BMX community depending on me. You wouldn't even, I mean, you were one of them that texted me, hey, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Are you still doing Swampfest? Are you still doing it? Like, I had people every single day hitting me up. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you really going to do it this time? And I'm like, listen, dude, calm down. I'm figuring it out. Like, I'm trying to, like, because I just didn't want to post. Everybody's like, oh, you should just post something and say you'll let everybody know when the next Swampfest is. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to look. I'm not posting anything until I know when I'm doing it again, you know? So, and for some reason, people keep getting this idea that I'm canceling the event. Like, it's not getting canceled. Like, it's the event is still going to happen, just at a later date. You know what I mean? Like, the ramps are there. The dirt jumps are there. Like, everything's just sitting there, and it's just going to be on hold until it's okay. Like, and once it's okay, then we'll do the event. Like, I don't know how much more clear I can tell people. Like, it's not getting canceled. It's going to happen at a later date. So, but that's where we're at, you know?
How is your build crew dealing with this? Are they on board to keep on helping and whatnot? And I'm sure you hired them for X amount of time, and now all of a sudden the budget doesn't grow, but the work does.
Well, it pretty much like the official build crew for whatever that is
Trey and Trey's dad.
Yeah, me, my dad, my brother, and then Ryan Herbach, who lives on the East Coast, about an hour away. He's helping with the dirt jumps, and then Cody Diggs and Dave King came down. But like, Cody and Dave came down to build the dirt jumps. Like, their job is not to touch the ramps. Like, so they came down, they built the jumps, they got paid, they left. You know what I mean? Like, their job's done. Like, Herbach's job is done. Like, I don't really depend on anybody to build ramps besides myself. Like, my dad goes out and works landscaping for 10 hours a day and then drives all the way out there and helps me in the afternoon. You know what I mean? Yep. And my brother has helped me with ramps too. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have enough friends in the local scene to where if I was like, listen, guys, I need help, I need to get this shit done, they'll be like, yeah, dude, like, we got you. You know what I mean? So, it's one thing that is like kind of a worry to me is that like they're going to have a motocross race the weekend before and the weekend after. So I'm going to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to build everything else for the course. And I'm like, oh, like that stresses me out. Like that makes me nervous, but it's like moving the ramps. That's not an option. This is the way it is. And if I got to stay up all goddamn night, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, hey guys, sorry, I didn't want to work, so there's half the course. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just got to get the shit done, and that's the way it is. You know what I mean? But like, my main goal was like, I want to get my guys paid. Like, Cody, Dave, Herbach, Jabe, you guys are paid, you're good, your job's done. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want it to be like, hey guys, I know you guys came out here and busted your ass for 3 weeks, but the event's not for a while, so you're not getting paid. Like, no, like I want to make sure everybody around me is set up and okay, and I'll take the weight. Like I'll take the responsibility because it's my event and I have to take responsibility from it. You know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna get it done no matter what it takes. If I have to do it in one day, then I gotta do it in one day. Like, you know what I mean? So, but but I have like Jason Watts was supposed to fly here and build for like 2 weeks before the event to build a Vans obstacle. And now it's like, okay, what do we do? And
is he stuck in Australia?
Yeah, he's in Australia. And I told him, I was like, yo, dude, like, we're doing the event this time. Like, we're going to have to figure it out. And he's like, all right, I'll be there. Like, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? And Ryan Corrigan's supposed to come help me and come help build the source loop. You know what I mean? So I have these things that have to be done. But I got to figure it out. You know what I mean? This is part of doing an event. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't go to school to figure out what happens when a world crisis happens when you're doing Swampfest.
Event management, I mean? Like, with pandemic
I don't have a degree in this shit. Like I'm figuring it out just like everybody else, you know? Yeah. So, but like I said, like I have enough guys and everybody's motivated enough to get it done, and we'll get it done. You know what I mean? So that's all there is to it. So, but
I mean, people care. People are emotionally invested. This is more than just a job. People aren't coming out to make a few $100. People are coming out because they care about this.
Yeah.
You know, that's the difference between this and a lot of things that are getting canceled right now, you know?
Yeah. And like I said, everybody's feeling it, not just me. You know what I mean? Like, I think it really got real whenever I realized that, what was it, South by Southwest that got canceled? Yep. When we were working there, I was like, whoa, dude. Like, we were all working that day, and I was like, whoa, what if, like, this affects us? And we were all like, holy shit, could it happen? Could it happen? Next 2 weeks later, boom, like Cody's driving home and we're driving back, and I'm like, all right, cool, we'll figure out when we're doing the event, you know, like it's crazy. But like I said, man, we're gonna make it happen no matter what. So
no, I think that's plenty of good information. I think that's exactly what I assumed. You know, people, if anybody would ever doubt you for doing this, they don't know you. So I know you're coming through. I know it's gonna be awesome. I know we're kind of all in this big mess together, and all we can really do is power through and stay optimistic and change the calendars. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, there's nothing else to do. So
I got a couple questions from some followers here for you before I turn you loose. So MRVD.2904, I have no idea how it's supposed to be pronounced, wants to know, did you ever work any jobs before you became a professional BMX rider?
No, I did not.
I've worked like you were a pro rider at like 15, right?
Yeah, I mean, I started getting paid to ride BMX when I was still in high school, so I didn't really need to. I've always worked like what?
First paying sponsor, who was it?
I think it was Fox. And then Colt and Shadow. No, Fox, Shadow, then Colt. Because, like, I turned pro when Colt started. So we started from, like, ground zero. You know what I mean? Like, there was nothing. So,
yeah.
But yeah. So, I mean, I've worked, like, a few, like, odd construction jobs. Like, if something pops up. Because, like, I mean, obviously being a pro rider, like, you have tons of downtime. You know what I mean? So it's like my buddy needed help, like, framing houses. So I went and helped him frame houses. Or if my dad needed help doing landscape stuff, I would do something like that. But not, like, a steady 9 to 5 every single day. It's, like, just little odd jobs here and there. Help building ramps for the Vans courses, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, you know, or building a skate park, or like just like little jobs like here and there, but nothing like, or building a Toyota Triple Challenge, I helped with that, like, but nothing like a 9 to 5 or anything like that.
Pro rider, plenty of downtime and not plenty of income, so perfect setup for some odd jobs. Jaden, JADXNKHXN, don't know how to pronounce it again, sorry. How much tire pressure did you ride when you did that tuck no hander gap down the stairs, and how scary was it? Is that the one in Russia he's talking about, do you think?
No, he's talking about the one from my shadow part. It was in downtown, or no, it was in like the tourist area in Orlando. How much tire pressure?
I'm guessing you don't know.
Just normal. I mean, like I run like 60 psi. So, honestly, the Captain Firecracker thing, people think it's way crazier than it is, but like it's like riding down a bank. Like if you go fast enough, riding downstairs is the exact same as riding down the bank. You know what I mean? Like 'cause you just move that fast. And I jumped into it first, and I was like, all right, I did it. And then I was like, should I do a trick? And I was like, oh, I don't want to do a toboggan. I had already done a toboggan one for my part, so I didn't want to do another toboggan one. Somebody's like, do a truck no-hander. I think it'd make a cool. Oh, it's Wes McGrath. He was like, oh, do a no-hander. I'd make for a good photo. And I was like, all right. And it just, and I don't think anybody knew that I was gonna do it. So when I did it, it was like a big surprise. But yeah, just like 60 psi, 60 to 50, somewhere around there. I don't run super low or super high, just kind of normal.
Did you do a big one in Russia, or did I just always think the Orlando one was in Russia? You did a big stair gap in Russia, right? Like a big firecracker in Russia? Or was it like a gap to like a ramp down some stairs or something? You did something burly in Russia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was a double set, but it was curved, and it went down like to the waterfront, and had like a bank that like a steep bank that went down. Oh my God. Ryan Scher just texted me and said, contest in Austin, Swamp by Swampfest.
He posted that on here too. He must think it's really funny.
That's hilarious. It's posted by computer. But it was like a steep bank, and it went down a hill, and I like jumped down and into the thing. But then I found out that Nate Wessel did it in like in an old video. So I don't think that really counts of it being an ABD. So whatever.
That's a good guy to share. Good company, you know?
Yeah.
You'll like this one, I think. Martin 54, which Road Fools would you have loved to have been a part of?
I think I like being on 9 just because I have this like infatuation with like Dave Mira, because he was like the only professional rider that I've never gotten to like be like to talk to. You know what I mean? Like Ryan Nyquist, I can talk to him like he's a normal guy because I've hung out with him before, or any other like pro like that. Like I don't really view them as like higher or lower. They're just like equals, you know, like just another guy. But Dave Mira is like the only one that I feel like I like look at as like a still like he's like Dave Mira. Like he's a guy. Like he's like the greatest of all time. And I always thought it was super amusing that he was like on a Road Fools, and I always loved to like see what it was like riding street with Dave Mira or riding
pool with Dave Mira,
you know, or something like that. Yeah. Like I would have loved to experience that. Even though John Paul Rogers told me that Jim Slinsky was the worst person he's ever been on Road Fools with, and it was on that trip. So I think that would have been pretty. Oh, and John Paul was on it, so that would have been pretty amusing to be on a trip with Road Fools with him. So, but yeah, probably 9, I would assume.
I don't really know. I think I've met Jim Slinsky, but I don't really know him. But I knew Dave well, and Dave was awesome. So I think it would have been, you know, I can't vouch for what John Paul says, but I do think Dave's a pretty cool. Dave was always really cool. You know, he's gonna hop in the van. He's gonna have a good time. You know, he's not gonna go there and be salty the whole time. He's there because he wants to be there.
Yeah, that'd have been sick.
DDK Cole wants to know what's the best paint for ramps that will be outdoors.
Paint?
Best paint for ramps that will be outdoors.
Any type of exterior paint. Anything that's made for like a house paint. And make sure it's flat, not glossy like my ramp, because whenever it rains, my ramp gets super slippery. We did Big Boy's ramp. It was flat colored, and it's super grippy. And what I do is I paint it on really good, and then I take the 5-gallon bucket and I dump it in the flat bottom, and then I like smear it around so it fills all the cracks and everything like that, and it kind of helps it seal it from water and stuff like that. So that's a little tip.
I was psyched on the frame you did. Tell us about that with Mankind on the head tube.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, so I've been doing these like custom painted frames for Sabrosa, where I'll do paint like 5 frames at one time, and we'll release them on the web store. And I was like, hey, I want to do like a wheat paste frame where I like take wheat paste and I kind of like cut things out and do the whole frame. And I was like, can I just buy a frame and I'll sell it myself? And they were like, sure. And so I bought the frame, and it took me forever. It was a pain in the ass. And I just went through every VHS tape, every magazine I had, just scanned a bunch of stuff, printed it all out, cut it out, and just kind of did the whole frame of just random stuff. But yeah, I did it on my signature Sabrosa frame, so that was kind of cool that I could do that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do some more. People really, 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 really liked it, so it just takes forever. So, but I'm gonna do some more in the future.
It sold quick, right?
Yeah, like 30 seconds.
Who bought it? Random dude?
I don't. Yeah, just some random
awesome.
person. I don't even know how he bought it that fast, because I don't know how he filled out like the like his name and all that stuff on my big cartel. Unless maybe he filled it out, and then I don't know. I was confused. I was like, there's no way that he did that fast, but he did. So Yeah, good for him.
How much do you sell it for?
Like $500.
What's your frame normally like? 350 probably?
No idea. Around
Yeah.
$400. Around 400.
Oh,
So
dude, that's
I figured I was like, well, it's a one of a kind, like.
Oh no, that's
Custom
awesome.
frames.
That's an art project. You don't even want to ride that. You want to hang that up.
Yeah, and that was my other thing. I was like, I put a lot of time into this, so it's worth this much money. If nobody wants to buy it for that price, and that's
I'll
fine.
keep it.
You don't have to buy it. Like, I don't care. But my time, I feel like the amount of time that I spent on it was worth that amount of money. You know, so.
Would you do something like that for your personal bike? Would you ever ride something like that, or is that just kind of an art thing?
Sabrosa likes me to ride the frames that they
Makes
make.
sense. Yep.
So unless we made a frame like that, I would do it. I would love to. I think it'd be super fun. If it were up to me, my bikes would look extremely terrible, like all the time. But I have to have some respect for Sabrosa and Shadow to make sure I don't completely destroy my bikes at all times.
That's fair. Those are good guys. They look out for you. What was up with the flannels? I know you did some flannels for them also.
Yeah. So we were kind of talking about. Ryan said my frame is $344.99. That's roastbrame.com. Plug. The flannels. Oh, the flannels. Yeah, the flannels were the Sabrosa was just like, hey, we want to make some clothes that you guys like. Like, do you have any ideas? And I was like, oh, it'd be cool to do like a flannel with like a patch on it or something like that. And we just kind of worked together. They're like, okay, well, what do you want? You know what I mean? I literally just got to do anything that I wanted, and I was like, I want a dude get his arm ripped off by an alligator with a middle finger on it, and it says Sabrosa, and they were like, okay, done, and they made it. That's what they made. So, but yeah, it's cool because Ryan went to thrift stores and he bought a bunch of flannels. So whatever one you get is like at random.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like, yeah, so it's like a random one, and they're like pre-worn, like dialed in, but it's actually screen printed. It's not even a patch. It's like a screen.
Oh, wow.
Did a black hit and then white. So yeah, it's pretty sweet though. They're awesome.
Do you wear them as a connoisseur of that type of clothing, or you down to wear it?
I haven't gotten one yet, so I need to actually go over. I literally live 1 mile from Sparky's, so I really need to go. I need to go over there and grab one. But yeah, I'm be stoked on them.
Awesome. Well, anything else you want to add before we wrap this up here, Trey?
I'm trying to think about what's coming on besides.
Swampfest is October 3rd. Hopefully.
Yeah. Just that. I mean, besides this, I'm just going to be really my day consists of waking up and working on my ramp for a little bit, going to film a video with Scotty and Big Boy, come back, work on my ramp some more, and that's it.
Not a bad life.
Yeah.
Hey,
and everybody make sure that you go, since I know Big Boy's probably watching this, everybody make sure you go like the new Scotty Kramer video so Big Boy has to dye his hair monster green.
I should probably follow those. That actually sounds amusing. Everybody wants to know how Marty's doing.
He's good. You want to see him?
Marty! Yeah, we want to see Marty.
Marty! Hold on. Here he is.
I thought he was more accessible than this. So anyways, waiting for a dog. There he is. The legend himself.
Bart, say hello. He's very confused. He's not like the smartest guy, but he's stoked.
It's a good looking dude.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, thank you, Trey. I think we're good. We'll wrap it here. Thanks, Marty. Thanks, Trey.
Later.
October
Thank you.
3rd. All right, man. Have a good one. Bye everybody.